What lesson can we learn here? Well, here's the lesson. God's mercy and God's patience are not forever. Paul said this in Romans 11:21. He said, "For if God spared not the natural branches," that's Israel, "take heed, lest he also spare not thee." God had this special relationship with Israel. They were his people. And if God didn't spare them, what do you think he's going to spare us? If we are not fruitful? God expects fruit from us just as he expected fruit from Israel. And if we don't produce it, we too can face God's judgment. Now listen, let's get to brass tacks here. Some people in our church are probably false professors, which means they claim to be Christians, they come to church. There's no fruit in your life. God has been merciful to you. God's given you more time, more chances to trust him. But that mercy doesn't last forever. So come to Christ before it's too late. Come to Christ before those chances go away. And you have to face God not as your Savior, but you have to face God as your judge. Some of you are genuine Christians. You have trusted Christ, but your life is not bearing fruit. And I believe God disciplines us and brings us trials to make us bear more fruit. And ultimately, if we remain unfruitful, God can even take us home early. We see that in 1 Corinthians. All right? We cannot assume that we get to be a fruitless tree forever. We don't get to be a fruitless tree in God's garden forever. That's not how it works. Now, as I close this morning, I want to give you 4 points that I read from a commentary written by a man named William Barclay. And there were 4 things he said about this passage.